first generation mindset. It's a three-step process of vision, value, ask. Today I have Imran and Sonia in the studio, and they're going to be sharing their vision in life, what value they're adding to the market, and what ask they have. Imran and Sonia, for the last decade, have been engaged in helping families make the right financial decision in the insurance industry. The primary objective is to make sure that your assets are protected, and in the events when there's nothing happening, there's someone there to take care of you. Imran and Sonia, excited to have you over here today.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us.
I want to start the discussion with, one is being an entrepreneur. One is about following your passion. But working with your spouse, how does that go, Imran and Sonia?
I would say it's pretty awesome because when you work with your wife, the best thing you can do is you don't talk. You stay quiet, and things go smoothly, right? So that is my motto. And again, that's a joke, but she's wonderful to work with. She's very precise, and I'm a little scattered, so that works perfectly. And we have our own opinions, and we respect each other a lot. So it comes hand in hand. So we've been lucky that we are one of the odds couple which work together happily.
Love it. Sonia, what's your perspective about working with Imran, working with your spouse?
Yeah, so in the beginning, it was a little challenging because we are both, like you said, opinionated, and we like to share what we feel. And we are the fire, signs, both of us. So, but we have learned to divide our roles and responsibilities. And so we now have figured out a way to run things smoothly. But yes, and, I do like to appreciate when he does shed his mouth. So that is an added benefit sometimes.
That's what I said, scattered to streamlining the process.
So over a decade, 2014, you started Insurer Group in the Houston market. And over a decade, I've seen you grow from two-man team to a much bigger organization. And you've helped thousands of families secure their assets, home and auto. And you also give financial advice to people. What's the secret sauce? How do you differentiate yourself from other insurance agencies? How do you really excel in the market?
So there are several factors. Our agency is never about policies. It's about people. And we passionately believe in problem solving. We want to connect people to each other when we see there's a benefit. Just for an example, if there is a commercial insurance realtor is my client and somebody looking for a property, he's also my client. I make sure I connect them because that's how the mutual benefit happens. So that is a core belief system we have, helping people out, and then comes the rest. So that's my say.
Absolutely, yes. We want to make sure that whenever we get calls from our clients, that it's not about, policies or anything. It's about how we can make sure that whatever situation that they're in has been taken care of. So that's what we always believe. And that has worked wonderful for us. And that's why we have so many connections with our clients, because they can see our honesty and, truthfulness when they're doing business with us.
Talking about connections, I understand you guys got connected back in India growing up. And your grandparents knew each other in Hyderabad? Was that the story?
So my mom and her mom went to same school in India. And
is that when the matchmaking happened?
No.
No.
We went to same school, same class from first grade until the 10th grade. She was always a topper, and I was always a topper from the back.
From the bottom.
So I always used to sit in the back. She's the first grader, so she sits in the in the front. However, we knew each other through our family because I used to be very sick because of my asthma in early days. So I used to skip school and all that. So whenever I need homework, what need to be done, I used to go to her place.
That was the excuse?
Yes. No. To get the notes. That's how we knew each other. And then we met in America again and we connected. That's where the real relationship started.
So first grade to 10th grade, same school, same class throughout. Then you came to America 2002, is that correct?
5.
2005. And you came a few years later.
I came in 2002.
2002.
I followed her.
Oh, she came first.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
I
you
have to
came
say that,
2005.
yes.
And you were in New York first.
Correct.
And you came to Houston directly.
Yes.
So how did you guys reconnect back in the US?
Actually, one of my friends told me that Imran is in the US now. And when I first came to the US, there were a lot of cultural challenges for me. You know, things were very different. Like, for example, when school in India, like 1 through 10th grade, you're in the same classroom with the same set of friends and same, we don't move classes. We are in the same, like, classroom and the teachers come. Versus here, the high school is you have to keep moving to different classes. And, the GPA system, is different. So there's a lot of different things in school. So when I came to know that he was here, I reached out to him and I told him, hey, I've been here for a couple of years. So if there's anything that you need, you can reach out to me so I can help you.
Just
And
like
that's
the
where
old days.
Yeah.
How you were tutoring him when he was sick. You're back to tutoring him.
Exactly.
I was
Tutoring
scattered.
then and tutoring now,
And it's funny that she called me because when I came to US, I came from South India, Hyderabad, and I landed in Buffalo, New York in the month of January in 2005 when it snows and it's windy. Never seen snow in my life. Never seen wind blowing with the snow in my life. And, when I went to Buffalo, there was no snow. And I'm like, dude, I came here all the way to see snow. My friend told me, dude, just wait next day. You will know what snow is. I'm like, no, it's beautiful, Shah Rukh Khan movies and all that.
Yeah.
And I basically stayed with him for a few days. He was there, like not really a friend, but, one of the colleagues there. But however, I woke up. The door couldn't open. I'm like, what happened? He's like, dude, there's 3 feet of snow outside. And
Wow.
guess what? We have to clean it before 9 a.m. or we get a ticket because that's the law.
You have to
in-
clean the
clean
sweep
the
snow-
sidewalk.
sidewalk. Okay.
Yeah. And I helped him clean the second day in America, the snow. And I hate snow.
Quick decision.
It was an amazing experience. And then there was a cultural shock, If you're from Hyderabad, you like spices, biryani, 65s. You come here, I'm like, I never even tried McDonald's in India in 2005. It was pretty new then. And I was just getting used to this desi food and all. Then the GPA thing was there. Then the college classes was different. It was easier than India, but it was just different. So when I came, when the call from Sonia came, it was a lot of comfort because she was the only one I knew who was in the United States from my class. I was the second one. And then everyone followed. So whatever she helped me then was immensely helpful.
So giving up life, family, and friends in India was a huge sacrifice for each one of you. And when you came to America, you must have had certain drive, certain vision in life that giving up all the comforts, whether it's the weather conditions or family and friends, is a big sacrifice. What was the driver for you guys? Why did you come? What was the driver for you, Imran?
So for me, I'm from an entrepreneur family. My mom was an entrepreneur, like Nalini auntie. Same thing. Same drive. She wanted to do business. I grew up watching her. And at the age of 13, I wanted to do some business. So, in one of the festival, I opened a small stall with my friend. We sold lemonade then.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I was always an entrepreneur. So I always had a drive. And you believe it or not, when I went to embassy, she asked me, why do you want to go to America? The word I said, because it's a land of opportunity. And I want to be a part of it. So I was always driven. And weather was the only part, which I never thought about. But other than that, it's a very beautiful journey here. And that keeps me motivated. I was always motivated in business. And I am, and I enjoy passionately.
So Imran, even in India, we have a lot of opportunities to be a successful business owner. What did you think was different in coming to America? Why come to America?
Big difference.
Okay.
Big difference. India is land of opportunity, but it's very risky.
Okay.
So back then, now it's different, I believe, but back then, if you have X amount of money and if you miss out on it, your business doesn't work at that point of time, you will go back 10 years to make that money back and then go back in. Versus in US, first of all, opening a business is very easy. You go to, the city office and the business is open like that. So that's not a hassle. Second thing, God forbid if business fails, you don't go 10 years back. You come back in 2 years because you have a credit system here. Back then there was none. When I was there, there was no Aadhaar card or anything. Thirdly, ease of business is much easier. I personally feel in US, real estate is much cheaper to rent. Other than that, technology-driven country. So
I also believe, Imran and Sonia, where there's a system in America for everything.
Right.
Take a simple concept as driving from point A to point B. In India, yes, we have highways, we have freeways, we have streets and all of that stuff. And they paint the lanes over there, which
nobody follows.
is irrelevant. So if you want to go from
Correct.
point A to point B, you cannot drive in your lane. You have to go left, you have to go right, you have to honk and get your way to get from one point to next point. Whereas in America, if you want to go from A to B, you must drive in your lane. You must turn on the turn signal. You must exit at the right, exit and drive effectively. So going from A to B, you must follow the rules. And you
Correct.
follow the rules, you will get to your destination. India, it's the opposite. If you drive in your lane and follow the rules, you will never, or actually I shouldn't say never, but it's unlikely to get to the finish line in a timely manner. So yes, there's opportunities in India, there are opportunities in America. But having a system that allows you to follow it and be successful, that's a blessing we have over here.
very, very
Absolutely.
big blessing. Yes. Entrepreneurship is big time.
How about for you, Sonia? So what was your passion? What was your drive? What was the vision you had when you left all the comfort that you had in India to come to America?
So my dad and most of my family was already here before I came. So it was me, my mom, and my sister. We came many years after my dad came. So it was almost like we had a home here, So that was a benefit for us. I think that the life-changing event that happened was when my dad passed away in a tragic incident. And that really turned up our life upside down. And that's why I believe that being in insurance is like it was meant to be for me because, at the time when this incident happened with us, my family wasn't secured and we went through a lot of struggles and hardships. So I feel that, I was put in the right spot so that way I am able to help other people, not have to worry about those struggles and hardships and, have this insurance as a peace of mind for them and their families.
How old were you at that time?
I was about 17 years when he passed away. And it was only a couple of years after I came to the U.S. And I was actually really young when he came to the U.S. So I have very little memories of him, and me we're being together. Of course, and they're all lovely memories, but I feel like I didn't have that much time to spend with him.
So your dad was the first one in your immediate family who sacrificed, left his wife, and you were in India, and he came to US with your sister. He was
No,
the
my
fir-
sister, my mom, and we stayed back.
I see.
And he came all by himself.
Wow.
And he actually started working in New York first, and then he worked there, and then eventually moved to Houston. And that is why when we came, we directly came here because we already, my dad was already here. So
So do you believe, while as a young kid, when you had your dad gone to America and you guys were in India, you may not have been happy about that?
absolutely,
Right?
absolutely not. We are so blessed that we were here. I always tell Imran, I was like, I don't know what I would do if I was in India. I really have no idea. I feel that there was a path created for me here, after that happened. And obviously we went through much struggles and I finished my bachelor's degree and, landed a job at Liberty Mutual. And, insurance is pretty dry. Nobody wants to talk about insurance. It's not a happy topic to talk about, right? So even when I took an insurance class in my school, I was like, this is so boring, but when I went into Liberty Mutual and I learned actually what, the risk is and what the insurance industry is all about. And I just loved it. I just really enjoyed it so much. And I still enjoy it to today.
Love it. And you have two young boys, 2 years old and 9 years old. Is that correct?
7 and 3.
7 and 3.
7 and 3, sorry. 7-year-old, 3-year-old. And your kids were born in America and they
Yes.
were given the U.S. citizenship on a platter.
Yes.
Right?
Tell me about it.
And I wasn't aware that your dad was the first one to come to America, sacrifice, being away from family. Then you came to U.S. And he led a path for your family to be successful because
Absolutely.
him being here allowed your mom and you and your sister to come to America.
Yes.
And of course, you met Imran. So what are we doing today? Because I have two young boys, 8 and 9. You have two young boys. And the next generation in America take things for granted. Whether it's having U.S. citizenship, access to technology, iPad, all of those things. Whereas when we grew up, let alone iPad, iPhones, there was no internet. It was not
No
commonly
internet.
used. I mean, computers were hard to find.
Yes.
And what we went through to give up all that to come to America was a big step. So what we need to be doing today is it's a first generation mindset, right? The sacrifice we made. What are we doing today to let our kids know so that they instill the same values, the value for hard work, the value of having the opportunity? Because it's so truthful, even today in India, the mainstream opportunities, whether you want to be an engineer or you want to be a doctor or you want to go to business school, get your MBA, those are mainstreams.
Right.
Like being a realtor or being an insurance agent is not looked up upon. It's
Absolutely.
looked down upon. It's
Yes.
frowned upon.
Yes.
What? Are you just a realtor or property dealer? Or what you do? Sell insurance? No, get education, get a job. Because in our culture, it's all about being risk averse. Like play it safe, go to college, get the right degree, get a job that gives you stability for life. But taking the step of being an entrepreneur is more welcomed in this country. It's looked
Exactly.
up upon because when you are working in corporate America and you have a 9 to 5 job, and they give you a salary, it's not salary. What they're giving you is a drug. And that drug keeps you in the state of mind. I got to come in every day, 9 to 5, work for somebody else, provide for their success, provide for their vision accomplishment, whereas your dreams are put in the back burner. So I truly appreciate anyone who takes a risk because you are both working somewhere and you give up those jobs and you have a degree in MIS and finance. You have the education background, but you said, you know what? I'm going to be an entrepreneur. And being an entrepreneur is one thing, but working with your wife or your husband or as your spouse is another level because work never stops.
Absolutely. Yes.
You work during the day, at the dinner table, you're talking about policy, talking about those things. So how do you guys balance? Because you have a young family, 2 young boys, and it's both of you are on it all the time.
Right.
How do you set back? How do you pull back? How do you spend time with your boys?
I let Sonia answer that.
So, when the kids are home, like right now, it's their summer break. So, we always prioritize them when they're home. Sometimes I do. Imran gets very passionate about work and he wants to talk about work all the time. And I have to tell him, hey, okay, let's talk about something else. Let's take a pause. Because I like to work, like mornings are really good for me. And like my mind works like very super fast in the morning. So there's any problems that come, I tell him, let's talk about it in the morning. Because then it gives me a chance to like think overnight and then like I come up with different solutions. So I have to kind of stop in sometimes to, okay, let's do this or let's do that. But obviously when the kids are home, we like to take them to swim, we like reading to them, we like to play with them. I mean, everything that a parent would do, we enjoy doing that with our kids. And
I think the most integral part for us is to take our kids to Jamaat Khana, to our religious center. That keeps them attached to our customs. That way, they stay grounded to some extent. They see what we do every day, why we do it. I think religion is one of the most important part of our life. Especially Sonia is amazing with that. The prayers being, there's so many things we do in the Jamaat Khana which actually helps you spiritually, at the same time helps your kid to be more versatile in
How
real
frequently do you guys take your family to Jamaat Khana?
so because right now it's summer time, we try to go every day.
Every day?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes. And but generally, like the Fridays or like the big days, we always go. And my son, like volunteering is a big thing for us. So he's so excited. In October, he can actually register to become a volunteer when he turns 8. So he's super excited to do that. And I love volunteering myself. Like I teach right now at the religious center. So like that's our passion outside of work. that we like to. I personally like to
yeah,
enjoy.
for the kids. And my passion is cricket, by the
It's
way.
cricket.
Yes.
Well, I'll say this, the Ismaili community is very, very strong in Houston. And I believe it's, if not the largest, second largest hub for Ismaili people in America after Atlanta. Is that correct?
I think Houston, I may be wrong, but I think Houston has the biggest population, then Dallas, and then Atlanta, something like that.
Wow. And what I love about your community is there's a lot of bonding. You guys are there for each other no matter what. You
Very true.
have a lot of your people within the community who have financial institutions. They loan money to start your own business. The support structure, one is being South Asian, another one is being, coming from India, but last one being of Ismaili community. The sense of pride, the sense of community is incredible. I wasn't
Absolutely.
aware that kids as young as 8 can volunteer. And these values that are being instilled through a community center are priceless. Because there's so much I can do, you can do, we can do, or the parents can do. But when they go to a location where they're watching other kids being engaged and other like-minded people, adding value to the community is priceless.
Yeah, very true. And our religion is more of a volunteerism. It's based off that. So it actually gives us very good opportunity to be a part of it.
Yeah.
And the spiritual guidance of Aga Khan,
Yeah.
which helps us keep us bonded together, and education and entrepreneurship, everything is guided from there. So
You mentioned you actually teach something over there, Sonia.
Yeah, I teach like a religious, in education. So I'm a teacher there. I just started last year.
Okay.
So before that, I was very involved before I had my kids. But then after the kids, I got busy with them. But now it's just a once a week commitment. So that was something that I was able to make. So I said, yes, I want to, do that. And, going back to the community, you mentioned when my dad had passed away, I had a very, very strong support of the community, like, like part of my education, like I was able to get loan very quickly, and I had some time to pay it off. Part of it was paid for me, and that really helped me during that time. So I mean, absolutely, I totally agree that when the kids come together, they see each other, they know that this is our community and we all bond together, and that's just really priceless to see.
That's what I love about Houston. Yes, the cost of living is low. We don't have state income tax, but the diversity we have in Houston,
Oh,
the
amazing.
cultural values that come while living in Houston is priceless. Because if you were in a small town and if there were not a lot of people around you with the same cultural background, then the awareness that kids get is limited. But if they go into the Jamaat Khana on a daily basis, if not weekly basis, the exposure they get, and they see people doing things on a regular basis, those values are being instilled when they're young, 3-year-old and 7-year-old.
Yes.
exactly.
And
So
they
you
love it. We have a little playground now, so they love to go. And then
In Harvest Green,
after they're done with
Shabbat,
the prayers, they go to play a little, so that's fun for them.
Fantastic. So the values they're getting from the Jamaat Khana, priceless. The business that you guys are running today, which is Inshora Group, what do you foresee? Do you foresee your kids taking it over one day, them doing their own thing? What's your vision for that?
My vision is simple. I'm a passionate guy. If I like it, I do it. If I don't, I don't. Honestly, I want my older one to be a blogger or vlogger. I want him to travel the world, make some vlog which I can like and share and comment, and enjoy his life, and then figure it out what he wants. Maybe he finds something in there.
Is he passionate about traveling?
No, I am passionate about traveling.
He's passionate about sports. He loves sports, right?
He
now.
loves sports.
Yes.
The older one. So he likes soccer. So, but as far as putting our business on them, no, that's not the plan. Plan is for them to figure it out what it is. This is what the country is for. I want them to be entrepreneur from their own soul, not me guiding them what needs to be done. I want to expose them to everything I can think of, and then let them decide what they want to do. Does he want to be a job and do vlogging, or just be a vlogger, or maybe a crypto currency guy? I don't know.
But do you believe the business that you're in, where you set insurance policies for your clients and customers, it's a relatively simple business to pass down? Because once you have the
Absolutely.
policies, you've got to maintain them, make sure clients are taken care of. And that's something for your portfolio for business of so many clients, so many customers that you serve. It can easily be passed down to your kids.
Very true.
Absolutely.
I'm not saying that you have to force it down.
Yes.
But if I was a physician or if I was a dentist, I can transfer my skills or trade skills
Very true.
to my kids or grandkids. They have to go to medical school or dental school to
Correct.
learn that skill set. But there's the book of business, which I believe is a fantastic opportunity. Maybe it's both the kids, one of the kids, or the business sold at one point of time, because the book of business is such that if you have so many clients and customers, so many policies, somebody would love to buy that business and pay you a lump sum.
Correct.
Right.
So the goal was always, as a parent, you always want them to take over your business. But at the same time, I remember Three Idiot movie. It
Yes.
came actually after. I was always a believer of what the movie was about from the young age because of entrepreneurship from my mom. And I truly believe if kids take over the business, they can, it's easier than done. But again, I don't know how it's gonna turn out. But yes, it's very easy to transfer, and I'm hoping the younger one will probably take over.
Yeah. He's only 3 right now, but the second one is always the one that has. I feel like he has more passion, and he's has a little bit of me and him, and so we think maybe he will. But he's 3 now. It's too early to say. But I have to agree with you that we're blessed to be in an industry where we do have an opportunity to pass the business down, and it would be great if the kids want to continue this business. But I do want to expose them. Hopefully, if we, we do plan on obviously continuing this business, and I want them to join and at least learn the skills that are needed, maybe at a really early age, at least do some paperwork or
16.
something, just so they can
He will be in the business.
learn something about the business. So yeah, definitely it's in the plans, but let's see what happens.
So, Mami, asking you, Insurer Group, what's your long-term vision with that company, with that organization? Where do you see it scaling? Where do you see it? What kind of market do you want to get into in the future, Imran?
I mean, we want, in a funny says, we want our insurer to be like a waistline after a buffet, growing, getting more clientele, creating community bonds, strategic partnerships. And I think the most, the thing which has changed recently is we want to embrace technology. We want to implement AI into our agency, which I think is the future and which will grow our agency very fast. Again, our vision at the core is it's not about policies, it's about people, building strategic partnerships, community bonds, and investing in our team. That's the vision. And then we keep on adding AI, technology, and all that.
How about for you, Sonia?
I would have to agree with what he says.
Thank
First
God.
time agree.
Thank God.
Yeah, I feel that taking one step at a time to evaluate your business at all the time, right? Like where we are today and where we need to be. And so that's what we're always doing is, okay, how can we make this better? How can we make this better? So that's the short-term goals, but obviously the long-term goal is that everybody should know who Insura is, and people should be happy with what we're doing. At the end of the day, we want to be the insurance agency where the clients can call and know that these calls will be picked up and they will be responded to. And sometimes I've seen like some other agencies there, once they grow at a certain, like, clients have difficulty reaching their agents, and so we want to make sure that we continue to build these relationships with our clients and our referral partners, and we're always there for them, and that's the most important thing for us.
So every business has its challenges, own roadblocks. What's the biggest challenge you guys face, whether it's in a growth phase today or in the past? What's the biggest hurdle being in this business of insurance?
It's always the carriers, insurance carriers, because of the geography of our Houston is close to the sea, hurricane, flooding, and all that. So it's always a challenge of getting carriers on board if one leaves. So that is the biggest challenge we have in our agency. There are more challenges, but that is one of the biggest one we're seeing. And second one is rate hikes on everybody throughout the industry. So those are the two hurdles we always have to work around with, how we can provide value to the client, at the same time saving the money and, and be on the phone when they need us. So
Yeah.
And what about you?
I think one of the challenges is always finding the right team member to work for
That's
you.
another one, yes.
So that's always, it takes time to figure out which employees are in your frequency and what works and what doesn't work. So that's one of the things that I'm always struggling with, is to find the right, right people to work with. And I think once we have the right people in place, then things become so easy. As you've built this amazing empire of yours. So that's very important for me, is to find the right individuals that are there for you as you continue to grow.
So it's the dependency on the carriers, the variables of Houston market, hurricane weather conditions, and for you, Sonia, it's having the right team members who can support you and support the clients. All these are common roadblocks, but I agree with you where the carrier's rate is something that you cannot control. If they have a rate hike, unfortunately, that's passed on to the end consumer and end person. So long term, I love what you guys are sharing. The vision is to potentially, if not both, at least one of your boys get influenced directly and indirectly to be in the business. What's great is your business can be sold or it could be passed on. It's not a skill set that you got to go to school for. But I love the fact that you are engaged with the community. Your boys are going there almost every day. And there's a sense of bond going over there. And you're actually contributing your time to teaching over there once a week. That's the secret sauce, where while you guys are passionate human beings, you're passionate towards helping people write the policies, but the engagement within your community that sets you apart. Because a lot of people, when they come to America, they get too focused on making money or advancing their career, and they forget about the values that the culture brings in. Because there's a learning curve. You had a learning curve when you first moved to America. You had one, and so did I. But certain cultural values that we had when you were born in India, or born in Asia, those we have to stay true to. Value towards respecting elders, value towards providing that education for our kids. And that's why I remember, even when you bought your first home, it was about buying the home in the right neighborhood that had great schools. That level of importance we play in the education system is a cultural value.
Exactly. Very true.
Yes, no, education is definitely extremely important, for the kids. But at the same time, you mentioned about happiness, right? That, it gives us happiness when we are part of a community, when we're volunteering. So we've realized that, there's always going to be opportunity for money to be made, but the internal happiness is very important. That a person at the end of the day should feel satisfied for what they're doing, right? And that's why we found our other passions that help us. And like Imran loves cricket, so he has his own team now, and
Not my team, but we created a
Yeah.
new team
Oh, wow.
in this league, Houston Cricket League. We just launched.
What format is that? One day or T20?
It's 40 T40, like 40
Okay.
overs and 20 overs.
Okay.
The team name is Spin Master.
Spin master.
Yes.
Are you a bowler?
I spin, but we have good spinners in the team.
Okay.
And good batsmen.
So
Everything.
Spin master, the name of the league or your team?
My team,
Your team. And what's the name of the league?
Houston Cricket League.
Houston Cricket League. How
Yes.
many teams do you have in there?
Oh man, that's quite a lot of teams. It's hard to find a ground. Let me tell you that on weekends.
Are you the captain of your team?
No.
Okay.
I'm just a regular bowler, which takes a lot of wickets and gives a lot of runs too, if my friends are looking. But I had a passion, and luckily our captain and vice captain and the rest of the management team decided, you know what, enough of playing for others. Let's create our own team. Let's
Wow.
gel together. So whenever there is a good championship coming, we already know our frequencies, how we can play, and that created a new passion in me. I mean, before at one point the work becomes redundant. Doesn't matter how much you're passionate about, it does get redundant. At that point of time, you have to find what you like, and I love cricket above and beyond. Not more than my wife, but I love cricket. And I'm very lucky that she allows me to, with the two kids, when I'm playing on Sunday, who's taking care of the kids? She does. So, but I'm very happy and satisfied at this moment with my
Love
cricket.
it. So that's your
Yeah.
passion, playing the sport of cricket, and that gets you fueled up every
Oh, yes.
Sunday, and that
Yes.
gets you going for the rest of the week.
Yes. No, on Monday I'm a little tired because of Sunday. But just kidding. But yes, it gives me the motivation to wake up next day and work harder in my business because I'm looking forward for Sunday. You know what I mean,
Yes.
right? So it's this amazing thing. Houston can provide you that. No other city can. I mean, maybe the other cities, maybe, but Houston is just diverse. You will have players from Pakistan, Sri Lanka, even West Indies playing
Really?
cricket with you.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's amazing mix. So I'm passionate. It's having fun.
Fantastic.
Fun is
Maybe
more important. Yeah, in
maybe you
life.
should find a new ground in Houston.
Yeah, we actually tried. We tried, but luckily, one of the people who have several grounds were kind enough to lease us the land for this year. Next year, maybe with a Seth investment group, maybe we may have a big cricket ground, and we will keep your billboards. Don't worry about that. If you want, I can wear the T-shirt.
T-shirt?
If you get the free land to play cricket,
Got it.
I'm all for it.
Well, I love you guys sharing your story today. If someone wants to reach out to you for insurance needs, how do they reach out to you? What's the number they can call you at?
The number is 713-943-9985. Once again, 713-943-9985. And we have a whole team of people waiting to assist you and, answer your calls. So please do call.
And or else you can go to insuragroup.com. That's where you can, get rest of the information. Again, it's insuragroup.com. But I want to say one thing is Insura, what Insura means. Nobody asks us. I mean, Insura literally means insurance. And that also, it means in Swahili language in Africa. So when we opened Insura, we always wanted to be diversified. We want something different, but catering everyone in the community. So that's where the Insura was born. It sounds insurance, it's Insura, and it's in different
In
language.
Swahili.
Swahili.
Wow.
Yes.
Incredible. Thanks for sharing.
Yes.
I would love to give you a signed copy of my book, which is the First Generation Mindset.
Awesome.
It's about having the vision, value, ask. Your vision is clear, what you want to do. Value that you're adding on a daily basis to the community, to your kids, to your clients and customers is evident. And your ask is clear. You want an opportunity to help other clients who are not insured with you to at least evaluate the carrier base that you have, because you have vast list of providers that you work with.
Yes, we
Yes.
have several carriers.
So Imran and Sonia, was fantastic engaging with you today. And all I have are best wishes for future growth and the passion for making your kids more successful.
Thank you so much. Thank you for
so
having
much
us.
for having us.
Absolutely.
It's always a blast with you.
Absolutely. Thank you.